Rich.
I know you've all heard recordings of yourself. Good gravy. Is that what I sound like? There's something wrong with your machine. Because I sound like this. Note the mellow tones and the deep resonant frequencies. I can speak with a nasal sound like this, but only if I try. Everything sounds better inside my skull. I may continue to speak in a mellow tone for the rest of the speech. I may continue for the rest of the day. I may make a permanent change to the way I speak. I have a couple of reservations. One is, I might lose my boyish charm. Another is, somebody might say to me, "Come off it, Jarvis! The speech is over! Be serious!" Since I've taken up public speaking, I have always struggled to be heard. I've been advised to speak not just to the last row of the audience, but to the far wall. And that helps a little. But I think I'm going to try to speak more like if I was trying to talk to my grandfather. It's a strain, Grandpa! A strain! What's a strain? And that reminds me that my mother always thought my father was deaf. While I'm changing my speaking voice, I probably should change my laugh. As a small child, I learned my laugh. I studied it at great length. I wanted to laugh like a comedian that I admired. And now that I've grown up, I often think that I should put as much effort into learning another laugh. I used to work in this building, and we worked in very crowded conditions. I worked for an insurance company, and some of my co-workers said that I was famous on the floor for my laugh. My laugh is kind of a high-pitched tee. There was one other person who had a famous laugh in our crowded conditions. That was the director of the IT department. She had a laugh like she was 7 feet tall. I'm most enthused about improving my posture. As a child, I was always yelled at for my posture. I never took it to heart. I always thought that it had really more to do with my status as child in the family. The first time I really took a lecture on posture to heart was in college. A friend of mine was forming a band I wanted to join. He told me that I had to sing and play an instrument standing up. He said it would help me to project. Then he named a number of famous musicians that I could emulate. By the time I had joined Toastmasters, my posture had regressed considerably. Mostly from slouching in my chair, but also from riding my motorcycle, where I was positioned so that I would survive if I fell off. My colleague Sarah Watson gave a speech in which she wanted to encourage us to carry ourselves better, and she had a trick that you could raise your sternum. And I can't tell you how many times I find myself walking around downtown looking at all the downtrodden suits and thinking to myself, hey, wait a minute, I should raise my sternum. You never know when you're going to say something that really affects somebody in these meetings. I also learned how to spell sternum. There's another matter in your speaking, which is you should have a rate of 120 to 165 words a minute. There really isn't any time to catch up. Doesn't matter, I'm done.